Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Crypto Wolf again, and we're back with another TradingView drawing tools how-to. This time we're going to be doing the trend-based fib extension. If you are not familiar with this tool yet, it is very, very, very much like the regular Fibonacci retracement, regular fib extension, except this one is intended to kind of show you based off of, you know, a trend or really a couple trends, and show you off into the future a little bit more without necessarily being tied to your original points. So looking at this here, I've got one drawn out. I already went in, changed the colors, and did that fancy stuff, added the golden pocket, took out some of the crazy high numbers. But you have 3 points instead of two, like you would normally have on your fib. And you're going to want to go, say, from a low to a high. And then it's going to give you this one more, and you're going to drag it out. And in this case, we kept it even with the following low over here. And as you can see, it goes from that second point down to the third point rather than just, straight up going from the first to the second. Man, he can hardly even see that. Wonder what's up with that. Oh well. And why would you want to use this? Well, let's look at the example we got right here. So we trended upward, and then we had a big old pullback. Again, we're on the 4-hour chart, so it is a big pullback. By the way, on the Cartesi chart, shout out to Cartesi, project that I happen to like, and well, I'll leave it at that. Not financial advice, but it's a nice one, especially when it's doing well, which obviously not much is at the moment, but whatever. Still like it. All right. Trend going up, trend coming down. And so you want to extend out here. You could, just do from that to that. And you can see, okay, we got a little golden pocket down here. And the lines, they lined up here, lined up on this one. Not there, not there, not there, not these. And not that guy. 100%. Oh, that's the stupid trend line. We'll do that just so it's a little more visible. But as you can see, I mean, even in this case, the 0 and the 1, but you can see even those don't line up. And so we're just going to draw one just so you can see exactly what's going on here. So let's say we went from this low up to this high, and you can see I'm snapping to the end of the wick. And as you can see, it's kind of hanging out here in the breeze. So pull it past this bottom line, and you can see the 1 is actually below that point because it's figuring from here. I'm not sure where it comes up with the number for this gap, but it does. Now this is interesting. If you look, it's the 1,616. That's interesting. So it's showing you basically your percentages over here. Oh, that's our price. I'm an idiot. I haven't set all these up quite yet. I only did the colors, but now you know what that is. So looking here, yeah, we came up. We were bouncing off the golden pocket a little bit. Definitely consolidating around this 50 line. Had a couple of nice bounces there. Poked below a little bit. Nah, not too much. Consolidate around it. Bounced. Consolidated over. Dipped down. I threw this trend line in. Doesn't really have anything to do with this, but came down. Now we're coming back up, and I would be looking, in this case specifically, first I'd be checking when we get back to this trend line here to see if we get rejected, or if we go through, then I'm definitely going to be looking for, either some consolidation or a pullback once we get around this 236 line. Well, let's do this. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's go down to the 15. They're going slow today. And let's draw something on a shorter time frame here just to see how it looks. So, say we came here to there. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. Jeez. Nailed that one. What? Call that 4 or 5. A little bit over, but 6, 7, 8. 4 finally coming through, came back, retested. Consolidated up here a little bit, came back, tried again. We'll see where we go from here. Know what that yellow line is. So as you can see, obviously, like all these things, works on high or low time frames. Let's say we hold this back to the lowest low that apparently I can't get. Oh, we'll eyeball it a little bit here. So we pulled that a little bit further. What do we got here? Similar bouncing in between, definitely off the golden pocket a few times. What if we took this to our high over here? Interesting, consolidated above and came down. Looking to hopefully come back up and retest here, but 15-minute. I'm not even going to make a judgment on that without the market cipher up here. So since we're here, let's see what's going on with Cartesi at the moment. We got money flow, looks like bottoming out. We have a little bullish divergence here. Never really came down below the 60, so that's nice. It wasn't terribly strong to the downside, although we haven't had too much terribly strong to the upside either. VWAP, kind of rolling over a little bit. Let's zoom this up for you. See that VWAP looking a little weak right there. I mean, I like this bullish divergence a little more than I'm worried about that, because this could always continue up. It's only the 15-minute chart, 4 minutes left. But, I mean, we are kind of going up in the green candles at the moment. RSI is a little bit split, but we're still generally kind of in the downtrend of the RSIs. Potentially making the turn up to the upside here. The biggest thing that's going to depend is if we can get back above this previous high. If nothing else, I might expect this to come up, and if we at least get a higher low, then maybe we could be looking at a little trend reversal here. Zooming out a little bit. These little impulse waves, if you will, definitely been elongating, stretching out. So it'd be nice to see this one get at least above here, above this fib level, which obviously we have a decent amount of resistance right there. We hit resistance there, there before finally coming up, and even still hit that next level of resistance pretty close above that. We've got support around here, so if we can get above it, retest, have a higher low, now we're turning that resistance into support. That'd be a good sign that we're changing direction here. Since we're doing a little technical analysis, and I normally don't even do it in my videos, let's flip over to Bitcoin. Let's see. I'll give you guys a little, I'll throw you a bone here a little bit. We'll see what's going on. Oh my gosh, we got a big green dot. Somebody hit up BitBoy. Tell him to get on his Bybit account. He's not going to want to miss this one. That's only the 15-minute, but, you know, no divergence yet. Money flow just getting into the red. Granted, you know, when we're this small this early, you know, it's too soon to tell if we're just going to be choppy like this, or if the, you know, if it's the beginning of a nice little curvature wave. And we did have a decent size green one there for a while. RSI is still coming down. I mean, they're, you know, they're zigging and zagging on the way, but they're getting further apart, which means it's not a super strong downward trend. So it's, you know, increasingly weak, which is oftentimes a sign that, you know, we're coming up on a reversal. That said, you know, we were coming up this whole time. We've only really just started on this downward trend. It's probably a safe bet. You know, we're going to pull up for a little bit. Maybe we get stopped probably right around the top of this rectangle. And then start coming back down. That would be my guess. Again, not financial advice, just telling it like I sees it. If you're wondering what I got over here on the chart, got the strongest support resistance area in here, the strongest amount of volume. Got that with our fixed range volume profile. If you're not familiar with that one, hit up the support resistance video that I did, show you how to use that. You know, just real quick, came from here. Okay, depending on where you're doing it from. Strongest is up here. Then we had this next little range between, you know, these two bars right here and then like these three bars right here. That gave me an area that I kind of picked for like a high and a low, also based on, you know, where these actual candles are at. So we'll see how that works out. What did I do? I broke it. And obviously with these white lines, a little bit of a pattern line. I had drawn these significantly earlier, right around the time we came down from this peak. Obviously this one needs no explanation. High points. This guy here kind of adjusted a couple times, but kind of took some liberty. You know, it ignored some of these wicks that come a little bit below, because we definitely have more points of contact along, you know, this angle right here. If you wanted to, you could argue, you know, if you split the difference between where this and these meet, right there, probably a little bit more accurate. But this guy, yeah, that ended up being accurate so far. Look at that. We wicked down below it, but hovering around in this box right now. All right, let's see how ETH's doing. Honestly, they're all pretty much doing the same. But we'll take a look. What is that? Wait a minute. Is that... No. Is that our ellipse from the drawing video? Oh my gosh, I was right. Look at that. How many times did I say it in that video? I think I must have said it was going into that ellipse about, what, a dozen times. And honestly, I was just playing around. But, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look, technically, we went into the ellipse. So, I was right. VWAP's coming up, although money flow possibly curving back up in the green. Potentially. We're coming out. We're kind of curved sideways a little bit here. It'd be nice to see, something like this. But yeah, VWAP coming up. We've been down for 3 little waves here. Strong chance of this coming back to the upside. Momentum wave looking like we may get a green dot. Well, obviously we'll get a green dot when that crosses, but hopefully a bottom on that momentum wave. Again, nothing really below the 60. RSI still red. It'd be nice to see these curve back up. Let's see, how often do we really bounce off of that? Last time we were down there, although this was pretty spread out, but even still, it was still going up for a little bit, even when we hung out below for a little bit and came back up. That's not a very good example of what we want. These guys kind of came down, but it was mostly the purple RSI there. The stochastic mainly stayed up pretty high. Does seem like every time the stochastic comes down here, maybe we have a little bounce, but by the time this and I'm talking about the red and green RSI here, by the time that one tends to come down to the 60-50 area, it looks like even after a little bounce, it's generally on its way. It's it's heading down by that point. That was a weak one. Yeah, down here came down, still hovered for a little bit, but overall, is there a shortcut key for that? I wish. Overall, still heading down. Now here's an interesting one. Came down, came back up, hovered down, still had one more decent little bounce, but never up high. This guy was still even just turning to the red, so that's not really what we're looking for. So yeah, something to keep in mind. We could hover down here, we could have a nice little peak to the upside, but short of a nice little pump, which I imagine we probably have more downside coming before we get to that. But it would be nice to see. Big question is, we've been in uptrend for a little while now. So if we were to go, let's check out 4-hour here. See if we're seeing any divergence yet. Yeah. Matter of fact, just starting to see it now. Got a little divergence going there. Again, we're on the 4-hour. VWAP just crossed over. RSI is still looking good, still high. I mean, obviously we're pointing down, so I'd expect like a little pullback. Yeah, it's the last time we were hanging out up top, and even then, it's not saying too much what we have here. We had a little divergence here, but it didn't amount to anything too crazy. And we were in, obviously, a much longer downtrend, so, even if we have just a little pullback and then continue to the upside, I'm sure we'll stick some consolidation in there because, it's not a super crazy market. We're not pumping like crazy lately, although we did have this nice bit right here. So unless there's a lot of money coming back into it, which money flow is nice over here on the 4-hour. Let's see what the daily's doing. Man, look at that little ellipse, my little circle there, my little crystal ball. Money flow coming back up on the daily, looking pretty decent. Even the VWAP coming down, but it's definitely got a wider angle on it. A little bit of sideways action. Looking kind of like this. It'd be nice to, even if it's just a quick little dip. I'd almost rather it came, cross downward, even just for a little bit, come back up. Because if we bounce off, I mean, that's a lot of time above the zero line. And you do not often see, more than like this right here. Kind of three wave, two here, but a little elongated. But you rarely ever see more than, how long is this? Let's see. 10 days. 14 days. Nice little 2 week. 13 days. 10 days. What are we at now? We're already at 16 days with the VWAP in the positive. Yeah, you need a little healthy, a little healthy oscillation there. Let's see, even if we went back, this is when we're really pumping on that bull run there. You're not really seeing long periods of time above the zero. That one's a little deceiving, but you could tell just by all the dots it was crisscrossing. Let's see, we had a little bit there, but shit, that was in the middle of a downtrend, 16-day. Basically just sideways in that case. Here, we still crossed right here, but let's say even if you counted that, 3 weeks, nice little 3-week run there. Get you tongue-tied. This one's beautiful, 17-day. Nice little pump, man. It's almost hard to imagine going 3 weeks straight with a bunch of green candles. It's been a while. 25 days. I think that's the longest I've seen yet. And even still, that was barely coming back down, but that was a nice little run there. 30 days. So yeah, something to keep in mind when you're you're analyzing your VWAP over here and checking out the charts, seeing the market cipher. Here, let's take a look at A and DBSR real quick. Look at that, just straight 16s on a roll. Yeah, Ethereum's been doing good. It has been doing good indeed. Let's see, it's starting to taper a little bit on the bear side. From -5, counting down all the way to 0 at the moment. Let's come back to a smaller frame here. What are we looking at? Coming into the red. Still, money flow decent considering. Pretty reminiscent of what we just saw right here. Got our little red diamond. So I'd say we got a little bit of pullback coming. How much? Yeah, too soon to say really, but yeah, we've been in the green for a while here on the 1 hour. Managed to pull back up into a little peak right there. That was nice. Here we had three little waves within that one. I don't know. You think we could pull a whole nother wave out of our butts? Hope so, but I expect to see something like this or this here coming up soon. I mean, we have not had much of a pullback. I mean, that barely even pointed downward. Well, that's what's going on. And if you forgot what the heck this video was about by now, is our fancy little trend-based fib extension. Look at that, right up in the golden pocket, come back down to that level. Yeah, try it out. Give us some practice, change the colors, make it suit your particular sense of style. And everybody have a good one. Let me know if you want me to do more of the the live chart technical analysis, especially, Market Cipher. And if you want me to get more in depth with it, you want to start seeing, some of these indicators in live time on the chart more so than just breaking down, what's going on in Market Cipher at the moment. Let me know. Holler at your boy. You guys have a fantastic day. I love you. See you next time.